Marlon Shepard wanted a judge to decide whether he shot and killed Brandon Sims in his Woodlawn home back in 2013.
He was found guilty today of the murder and several other charges. Anjanette Levy spoke with Sims' father and one of the lead detectives about the long road that led to today.
Marlon Shepard walked into court this morning to learn his fate. He was charged with robbing and killing Brandon Sims in the garage of his home.
On count 1, aggravated murder with specification, a special felony, I'll find you guilty. On count 2.
Judge Ethna Cooper also found Shepard guilty of robbery and felonious assault. That night, Sims, his fiancee, and 2-year-old daughter pulled into their garage after picking up dinner. Shepard's brother, Shepard and Harris, testified that Shepard shot Sims. The bullet went through him, hitting his fiancee, who survived. Sadly, Sims's daughter remembers it all.
Because she could actually mimic his last breaths from him, dying and bleeding to death on the garage floor.
Sims's father, Victor Hunter, has been waiting years for this day. It's actually his birthday.
And feeling like God has allowed us to receive from our son's spirit winks from heaven, and that things were going to be okay.
No physical evidence linked the suspects to the crime, but there were clues, including photos from 8 other robberies. Investigators say Shepard and Harris tied T-shirts around their heads to hide their faces. It was a signature.
Testimony from a surviving victim, testimony from other witnesses who just saw pieces, other crimes that were similar, that were linked to to Marlon Shepard, and that all came together to make this case.
There was anger this morning. Shepard said the F word to Sims's family. But there's also some peace.
We hate losing our son, but we lean heavily on God's word that all things He works for the good of those who love Him.
Now, Brandon Sims's murder led to the creation of the Southwest Ohio Violent Crimes Task Force. It was made up of Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation agents and detectives from several police agencies. That task force solved several murders in our area, and there are 2 members of that task force that are now working at the Cincinnati Police Department on cold cases. Cammie?
All right, Anjanette, thank you. Marlon Shepard faces the possibility of life in prison when he is sentenced next month.